forget for the blue oval. And with his three main championship rivals out of action, Citroen's Mikko Hirvonen held a dominant lead at the end of Friday's action. Well, the deteriorating weather forced the organisers to cancel the Friday afternoon stages, but thankfully, by Saturday, the rain had finally relented. And after a day and a half of carnage on the stages, though, it had allowed a number of lower-ranked drivers to fight near the front. Multiple Middle Eastern champion Nasser Al-Attiyah had fought his way into the top four by the end of the day. But the Qatari had got there at the expense of Patrick Sandel. The Swede had held fourth position all day on just his second ever outing in a WRC car, only to come unstuck on the penultimate test of the day.
Yeah, it was just two corners over here. Just after the corner, the car just made a 180 spin, and we were standing in the wrong direction, and we didn't know what happened.
Well, the Work Sports, meanwhile, had restarted under the Rally 2 rules on Saturday morning. Latvala was quick but struggling to make much headway after picking up 15 minutes in time penalties. In stage 14, he hit yet more problems. Well, an electrical glitch costing even more time. The Finn was not amused. Solberg, meanwhile, had made impressive gains with an inspired drive through Saturday's stages, fighting all the way from 13th to 4th place.
No power steering. It happened just before the stage.
Whole stage like that.
Well, further up the leaderboard, there was another entertaining clash between two of the sport's up-and-coming stars. Russian youngster Evgeny Novikov held second at the start of the day. But he was soon passed by Mads Osberg, who managed to pull out an impressive gap on his fellow Ford driver despite a late scare in stage 16.
The guard on this side near this wheel is just down on the ground.
That's it.
Well, that's from what I can see.
It's like a proper rock concert in here, you know, when we are driving, like really loud.
Defying all the mayhem behind him, though, was rally leader Hirvonen. On course for his first win since joining Citroen, the Finn survived the worst the Portuguese roads could throw at him to pull out a dominant lead over Osberg.
You know, it's still one day to go, so we need to make sure that we're still there in the end of the rally.
Well, that lead stands at well over a minute as we head to the final day, while Osberg's advantage over Novikov stands at almost 30 seconds. Solberg will hope to get past Al-Attiyah to complete his impressive comeback. It's a busy final day. 6 more stages lie in wait for the crews who have made it this far, ending with a 5-kilometre Sambro power stage, where bonus points are on offer for the top 3 finishers. 115 competitive kilometres in total remain. The crews will be led away by a downhearted Jari-Matti Latvala, with a restarting Patrick Sandel just behind. More rain is a real possibility on this final leg. It remains to be seen where the best road position will be. So the final push then, 6 more challenging stages ahead, a similar route to previous years, and finally some sunshine in places. Well, the improving weather maybe come too late to salvage any meaningful fight back duels from Jari-Matti Latvala.
Yeah, the Finn had high hopes when he came into it to try and build on this championship challenge that he wants. But mistakes and misfortune have plagued him all weekend. Jari starts the day down in 18th, but again, he's taking his frustrations out on the roads.
Undoubtedly, Jari-Matti Latvala has got the speed, but that big mistake that he made when he was in a really good position on Friday morning, really compromising his efforts this weekend, Jules.
That's it, he's running on the soft tyres, you know, and he claims both the opening stage wins.
Showing exactly what he can do out on these Portuguese stages. It's Jari-Matti Latvala, but it's been a testing weekend too for Danny Sordo. But you'd have to say up to this point, Sordo has set some good stage times, but a little bit of unreliability from that car.
Well, that's it, and the Spaniard like Latvala, he's suffering from obviously Rally 2, so stage times have been great, but overall position isn't exactly where he wants to be. But I tell you what, Mini and ProDrive have got to be pleased with the upgrades on this car.
Well, lots of upgrades on this car. They tell us 100 upgrades, and clearly they've worked well, because Sordo having one of the best gravel rallies we've seen of him.
A little bit humid, some places really difficult, and I have with the problems with the handbrake. Always when I take the handbrake, the car is braking like in the front wheels, so it's oversteering, and I lost in some places some hairpins, but not for do the time of Latvala, but I lost a little bit.
Julian Sebastian Ogier, he's won this event for the last couple of years, doing a great job for Skoda in the S2000 car.
Well, that's it. In these normally aspirated cars, you've got to keep the revs really high up, and you've got to be neat and tidy and precise and smooth. This man is that.
He's all of those things, and mighty, mighty quick as well through these stages in that Skoda Fabia S2000.
I'd say he's up to 8th.
It's quite remarkable, ahead of quite a few World Rally cars. And Dennis Kuipers, Jules, first time we've seen him in 2012.
Yeah, you've got to be more than satisfied with his performance. The Dutch privateer, he made a habit last season of picking up points in and around the rear of the top 10s, but that's what he wanted to do.
On the start line is Martin Prokop. Considering the issues he's had this weekend, tyre choices, engines misfiring, he's all set for a good finish in this rally, perhaps the best of his career.
Well, that's it. He's hoping to try and keep in that 6th place. He's had wrong tyre choice, he's had engine misfire, as you said, he's had all sorts of dramas, but still in 6th place at the moment.
Good run so far from young Martin Prokop. Pere Solberg, well, he was up to 4th place at the end of yesterday, dropped back to 5th though with that power steering problem. A bit of a job to do today. He should get this 4th place though.
He's desperate to get that 4th place back. But it's been quite a comeback for this guy after going off earlier on in the rally.
Well, quite a comeback altogether. It's been a great start to the year, one of the best he has ever had.
16 seconds behind Nasser at the minute coming in. Big push in here, could see him back up.
Pedro obviously had to come in here today and try and get back up to 4th place. Split times are looking good. That could be back up to 4th if it keeps going like this.
Yeah, it was a good stage, you know. It was very muddy, many places, and no risk. We have a long stage after, so, and the tires are a little bit worn on the back from the other tires I have used. So it's okay start. So long one will be okay.
Well, tyre choice is a big issue, isn't it, this weekend, Julian? Only 10 of those soft compound gravel tyres that the drivers can use over the course of the weekend makes it difficult, because we've had a lot more rain than they would have expected here in the Algarve.
Well, that's it. Nasser has opted for the hard compound. With 3 stages to get through, he may be playing the long game here. This one's not so long, but the next one is.
Maybe a bit of a gamble, because early in the morning, you know, we can see there still some water on the stage. It's difficult with those hard compounds, perhaps.
Shorter stage, it might backfire on him here, but let's see what he can do in the next one. But the shorter one is maybe not what he wants.
I am really happy what I do, and just clear all this stage, and without any mistake, without any problem. I know the hard tires is slower from the soft tires, but okay, we must thinking also for the second stage.
Well, Nasser Al-Attiyah losing his 4th place to Pere Solberg in that the first stage of the morning, Jules. But Evgeny Novikov, what a weekend he's had, what a week he's had so far. A big, big day ahead for Evgeny.
Well, that's it. He's hoping to claim his first podium. This man again is on the podium position. 2nd place a minute, Mads Osberg it is.
Great to see these two youngsters battling for those podium finishes. Perhaps unexpected at the start of the week, but making the most of it.
Well, this man said that he wanted a podium. He reckoned it was possible. Tell you what, he's already had a 2nd place finish in his career. He's trying to get for another one.
Yeah, his first podium in Sweden last year was a 2nd place finish. Doing a great job here with Jonas Andersson next to him. And the roads, Jules, looking still a little bit damp.
Quite a lot, but okay, I'm happy to take some seconds off him. It's still a long day to go, and 2 very long stages, so I think it's okay to increase a little bit.
Well, it is a long day, a long final day here, 115 kilometres, but surely this man in the DS3, Mikko Harvinen, and his co-driver, Jarmo Lehtinen, almost tasting that champagne.
Yeah, they've been steadily pulling away from Osberg over the last couple of days. And with the first and final stage, the first stage of the final leg, sorry, he's having another good run in here.
A little bit slippier than yesterday, but you know, no panic, everything was working fine, so it's going okay.
Happy with the car and the tyres you've got?
yeah, we made the right choice again. So you know, I think even for the afternoon, I have 4 softs now. I'm sure I can save these pretty well. So if needed, we can have them in the afternoon as well. So it should be okay.
Well, after the opening stage of day 4, Petter Solberg is back up to 4th at the expense of Nasser Al-Attiyah, while further back, Thierry Neuville has broken in to the point-scoring places. Hirvonen still looking untouchable at the front. And plenty more to come on this final day of the Vodafone Rally of Portugal as Mikko Hirvonen edges ever closer to his first win in the DS3. Welcome back to the WRC powered by Nokia, where Mikko Hirvonen has continued his serene progress towards what will be an emphatic first win for Citroën. There are 2 more stages to run before a final service break. Well, it's on to stage 18 and stage 19. Oyt Tanak, he had a fair share of problems, Julian, certainly on the Friday, but, you know, he's got into it.
That's it, and he's not had a good morning here either. The rear wheel breaking and damaging the suspension.
And Thierry Neuville, another one who's had a few problems over the course of the weekend, but fighting back into a point-scoring position.
That's it. He's on his 2nd event, gravel event in the DS3.
It's only his 6th or 7th event on gravel in a 4-wheel drive car.
That's it. 10th place at the moment, but it's about to get a bit exciting.
How did he get away with that one?
Not really sure. He's not back on the road yet. He is now.
That's a huge moment for Thierry Neuville, but pushing very hard, wanting to prove that he has the pace. Jari Ketema, another one struggling really to find any rhythm this weekend, really to get any consistency going, but this morning he's been a bit quicker.
That's it. The Finn's inability to find a good balance hasn't been what he needed.
Peter van Merck's team, good run for him. Inside the points just now.
He's on course for 9th at the moment.
And Nasser Al-Attiyah, wow, completely composed as he always is, heading towards a personal best finish in the championship.
150.
But there's a late drama for the experienced Qatari. He's picked up damage to a wheel in stage 21, and it's costing him dearly. Martin Prokop is only just behind him, Colin.
Well, let's see how that damage affects the way this car handles. He still seems to be pushing on.
End of the stage, the front left tyre's just starting to come off the rim, so you must have struggled with that.
Yes, I feel it, you know, last 10K, you know, and vibration, but okay. It's very hard stage, and yeah, for us, you know, just to clear this stage without any problems, and I know the pace is not good for us, but the other driver is pushing a lot, you know, but okay, we are here now, and we'll see.
Absolutely, Nasser Al-Attiyah doing a great job out here in Portugal. But Mads Osberg, well, he's held off Evgeny Novikov with impressive ease over the last couple of days, Julian.
That's it, but there's another scare for Mads. He's got another engine misfire problem in here. From 3Ks on, it was starting to misfire. He went into road mode to keep it kind of like safe, but struggled right at the end.
He's desperate for the 2nd place as well.
The last 3Ks in road mode, it's you can hear the car is not running clean. It's running on 3 cylinders. It happened very early on in the stage. We managed to just go to road mode and try to reset everything, and it works for a while again. But now I have no power, and it's running 3 cylinders. So we have to go and see what we can do.
Well, plenty of drama on the final day, but not for this man. Mikko Hirvonen is doing exactly what Citroën wanted him to do when they employed him. He is driving beautifully, consistently, at pace, keeping the others at bay, Julian.
That's it. I mean, he was brought in to basically keep the points coming in and keep racking them up. And if Loeb wasn't there, here's your chance. Tell you what, he's taken it. It's been absolutely supreme this weekend when many, many others have made mistakes and had problems.
Yeah, extra pressure on him as well with Loeb going out so early on. He had to score these points, well, for himself and his title challenge, but also for Citroën in the Manufacturers' Challenge.
Well, that's it. 25 points he had the chance of losing from very early on in the event.
Well, the morning looked cleared with a huge advantage still intact for Mikko Harvinen. After stage 19, it's up to more than 1 minute and 40 seconds. Osberg, in turn, has continued to pull away from Novikov despite his engine scare. Solberg may now need to focus on power stage charge to add to his 4th place. Harvinen within touching distance, that first win in the Citroen.
And another 3 stages to go. Still a long way.
Well, this, I think, Jules, must be Peter Solberg.
It's fine. If everything works, we are definitely, controlling the situation. So,
yeah.
But of course, we still need to get to the finish.
You're gonna have a go at the power stage?
Yeah, I will. I mean, I'm not gonna risk everything over there, but for sure, 25 points is more important than 3 points. But I'm gonna go with the comfortable speed, and then we'll see where we're gonna get at.
But that was clearly Mikko Harvinen. But over at Ford, still some concerns over Mats Osberg's car.
Yeah, it's not so good. Hopefully it's something we can fix there, and it seems so because it comes and goes. So it doesn't seem to be any mechanical things with the engine, just maybe some electronics or something.
You're not the only Ford driver who has problems with the misfiring engine. What could be the problem?
Well, if I knew, I would have changed those parts all the time, but I don't know, to be honest. It seems like maybe because of the wet conditions we have had earlier on the rally and all the water splash and things like that, it might be something from there, I don't know, but at least it's the problem is there and we need to fix it.
Well, 3 stages remaining, including the all-important power stage, where extra points are up for grabs for the top 3 fastest through. So just the 3 more stages to go then. Over 57 kilometres lie between Harvinen and his first win of 2012.
And it's Danny Sordo who's continued his attack over those treacherous roads on the final day. It's going to be another moment here, though, for him.
And look at this, Jules, a change in the weather as well. Some really heavy rain coming down there.
That's it. I mean, it's been everything this weekend. The drivers have had challenges all weekend long.
Not quite the conditions we saw on Friday, but certainly some short, sharp showers out there for the final couple of stages. And Danny Sordo coping well in these slippery conditions.
Obviously, a lot of drivers on hard tyres, remember.
Yeah, running low on the allocation of soft tyres. The perhaps choice on this stage would have been soft tyres, but having to use those hards.
It's amazing just the commitment and the speed from these guys. The road actually looks dry here. Back there it looked dry, but we passed. It was like coming across in big batches. It wasn't full. Very, very localised rain today.
Very localised. A kilometre or 2 apart, and you were dry to wet, as we've seen just in this last sequence of a minute or so.
That's it. The windscreen wipers hardly got any water to clear now. But it's... I'll tell you what, Danny just up on 2 wheels there.
Great stuff from Danny Sordo. Evgeny Novikov now, Jules, well, within touching distance of that first ever win. First ever win? A little further away from that first ever podium.
That's it, but incredibly, the Russians got a serious throttle problem. It's making it difficult to drive the car.
To be honest, I won't say anything better.
Oh, no?
At the start. It's just 500 meters from the start.
Can you fix that?
I don't know how we can drive like that.
Real problems here, obviously, Julian, for Evgeny Novikov.
Just nothing. We restarted the car and put half of the pedal, the thing which is plugged inside. That's all. Well done.
He's surely not going to get robbed of that podium position he's worked so hard for. I hope not anyway.
Well, real drama with 2 stages to go for Evgeny Novikov. That throttle, a broken throttle pedal. Let's hope he can fix that when we're on to stage 22. It's the power stage, Julian.
That's it, with nothing to lose after his torrid weekend. Danny Sordo is on full maximum attack.
He really is. As we said earlier on, this Mini really does look ultra competitive now. We know how competitive it is on tarmac. How competitive is it on gravel, though? It looks...
Very.
I'd agree with that. It really does look to be the real deal, this Mini John Cooper Works WRC car. And Sordo doing a great job.
This Mini, as we keep saying, it's got these upgrades, but it's just so strong. But I tell you what, he actually topped the leaderboard.
Great run through the power stage for Danny Sordo, but Evgeny Novikov, well, we were all concerned about him, Julian. That throttle problem gave Peter Solberg the chance to claim that third place. Didn't happen, though, thank goodness. Novikov held on.
Here we go, let's have a word with the young Russian, 21 years old, first time on the podium. He has turned the corner here in Portugal.
There we go, obviously Novikov delighted, but Julian, you're a rally winner, Mikko Havnen. What an effort from him this weekend. Maybe not a full push, though, through the power stage.
No, and with this weather and everything, I think it'll be safe mode, and don't worry about the extra points.
Absolutely, he's done all the hard work. He did it really all on Thursday evening and Friday when he survived those horrendous conditions. He did all the hard work there. It would be folly to throw it away here, chasing an extra
smile
three.
there, they go through the flying finish.
Absolute delight in the Citroen management unit there. That's obviously Havnen taking his first win for the Citroen team. His first win in red, Julian.
It's a big weekend for them. Big weekend.
Well, it turned into a huge weekend, certainly, for these two here. A great effort from Jarmo Lehtinen and in particular Mikko Havnen, enjoying the champagne. Well, there it is then. Mikko Havnen has won first time in Portugal and his first time for Citroen. Mads Osberg finishes almost 2 minutes adrift in second, and what a weekend for Evgeny Novikov with his maiden podium for third. It's all smiles at Citroen then as Havnen returns to service, where champagne celebrations await for the Finn and his victory.
Yeah, everything played out well. You know, fantastic weekend, and you know, okay, maybe it feels a bit strange to win with the Citroen, but it was very, very fantastic, and you know, I'm very happy we managed to do it, and especially in this kind of rally where it started so. Weather conditions were so difficult in the beginning, but all good in the end.
Well, a clearly delighted Mikko Havnen, our new championship leader. Then he lies 9 points ahead of his teammate Sebastian Loeb, who get 0 points this weekend. Further back, Novikov's fine third place season pass, Ford's number one, Jari-Matti Latvala. And meanwhile, Citroen Total remain out in front now on 133 points. The Ford World Rally team now have a total of 88, while M Sport team are on 57 points. So Mikko Havnen and Jarmo Lehtinen step onto the top step of the podium for the first time since Australia 2011. And this time they are wearing Citroen colours. Sure to be the first of many, but for now, Mikko will cherish this moment. So the gauntlet has been laid down then. Mikko Havnen has prospered in Portugal, where others have succumbed to the conditions. The WRC returns to Argentina in 3 weeks' time. But until then, from the Algarve, from us, it's goodbye.
Share all the excitement of the WRC with Total Quartz Lubricants.